middleweight sport bike stepped into the spotlight a few seasons ago, and when Aprilia introduced the RS 660 platform, it completely redefined what middleweight performance could be. No longer a compromise between comfort and sport, the RS 660 transformed the segment into something far more capable, rewarding riders at every stage of their journey. From those moving up from entry-level machines to seasoned track day addicts stepping down from superbikes, the appeal is undeniable. Now, the 2026 Aprilia RS 660 factory takes that winning formula and sharpens it even further. At first glance, the factory version sets itself apart with details that matter most to riders who push harder in the corners. Priced at $13,999, it sits above the standard RS 660 at $11,749, and the difference is clear: suspension. Where the base model uses capable KYB components, the factory receives premium Ohlins Nix 30 forks and an STX 46 rear shock, adding serious handling credentials. The exclusive dark Banshee livery looks striking, but the real upgrade is the gold suspension. Everything else remains focused on performance rather than flash. At the heart of the RS 660 factory is Aprilia's energetic 659cc parallel twin engine. Despite meeting stricter Euro 5+ emission standards, it hasn't lost its edge. In fact, power delivery feels smoother and more linear than before. Larger 52mm throttle bodies, revised intake cams, optimized valve shaping, and a 270-degree crank give the engine a torque-rich character and a surprisingly addictive exhaust note, one that echoes Aprilia's legendary V4 machines. Borrowing design elements directly from the RS V4, the engine now revs higher too, with the limiter pushed up to 11,800 revolutions per minute, adding a touch more excitement at the top end. The gearbox itself is precise, and the bi-directional quickshifter works best when ridden aggressively. At higher revs, shifts are clean and fast, perfectly suited to spirited riding. At lower RPM, however, it can feel a bit clumsy, reminding you that this bike truly comes alive when pushed with intent. Aprilia's racing DNA shines brightest in the chassis. The RS 660 factory uses a twin spar aluminum frame, with the engine acting as a stressed member to keep weight low and rigidity high. Fully fueled, it tips the scales at just 403 pounds, giving it an impressively agile feel. Feedback through the chassis is exceptional, with clear echoes of the RS V4's composure and precision. It carves through corners with confidence, staying planted yet responsive to every rider input. The Öhlins suspension elevates that experience even further. Compared to the standard KYB setup, the factory offers wider adjustability and noticeably more refined damping. The front fork grows to 43mm, delivering a firmer and more stable front end. Under hard braking and acceleration, the bike remains composed and predictable. On smooth, winding roads, the RS 660 factory feels fully in its element, capable of chasing down much larger bikes without hesitation. Of course, that firmness comes with a trade-off. On rough pavement or highway expansion joints, the factory communicates more road feedback than the standard model. For sport-focused riders, that's a welcome trait. For those prioritizing comfort on long commutes, it's something to consider. Braking performance is handled by Brembo M 4.32 calipers, gripping 320mm rotors, paired with a radial master cylinder and steel-braided lines. Stopping power is strong and consistent, with excellent lever feel. The 3-level ABS system ranges from full road safety intervention to a front-only track mode, allowing confident trail braking without unwanted interference. Electronics are another area where Aprilia truly leads the class. A 6-axis IMU supports cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control, engine braking management, throttle maps, and cruise control. New for 2026 are launch control and a pit lane limiter, borrowed straight from the RS V4. While experienced riders may rarely need these aids, they provide an added safety net for those still building confidence. All adjustments are made through a new 5-inch TFT display, which looks sharp and modern, even if the menu navigation takes some getting used to. Ergonomically, the RS 660 factory strikes a careful balance. With a 32.3-inch seat height, riser clip-ons, and reasonable legroom, it sits comfortably between a naked bike and a full supersport. The riding position keeps weight off the wrists without sacrificing front-end feel, making it easier to live with on the street while remaining track-capable. Taller riders may find it snug, but for most, it's sporty without being punishing. Visually, the updated RS GP-inspired front fairing is the most noticeable change. Designed to improve airflow, stability, and cooling, it enhances rider comfort rather than chasing extreme downforce numbers. On a middleweight, the goal is balance, and that's exactly what Aprilia delivers. Living with the RS 660 factory highlights its dual personality. It's engaging and practical enough for daily riding, with reasonable fuel consumption and manageable power. But when the road gets twisty or the track day begins, it truly comes alive. Yes, $14,000 is a serious investment, and there are larger displacement alternatives at that price. But this bike isn't chasing size. It's targeting riders who understand the appeal of a finely tuned middleweight. The 2026 Aprilia RS 660 factory blends practicality with genuine sporting intent. It doesn't water down performance, nor does it become intimidating or inaccessible. For riders stepping up, it's an exciting and rewarding progression. For experienced riders stepping down, it's a powerful reminder that pure enjoyment doesn't always come from more horsepower. Since its debut, the RS 660 has pushed the boundaries of the middleweight class, and in factory trim, it continues to define what a modern sport bike should be.